Pues pasamos a los chats. ¿Cuántas fila con mi papá? No, yo con los chats. La tercera.
I'll float around to whoever's hands up.
So I can phone my mother. They got to get to this high rise of importance. Let's we can tell her exactly what
tomando café.
Platicando, ¿verdad?
Mikel, a sus órdenes, vámonos.
¿Dónde está el ingeniero Mikel?
Acá atrás.
¿Qué anda? A ver. Ingeniero, ¿qué anda pidiendo?
¿Para quién es?
Para cartas. Miren, cuando empieza subiremos de una vez.
Ya, pues empieza, dijo ya en 2 minutos, de una vez. Estamos esperando a alguien o algo. De una vez. Exacto, señores. Ya, chévere.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you. Oh, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Jeremy Burciaga, Vice President here at Southwest University. And I would like to welcome everyone to a monumental occasion that we have in front of you, planned for you today. It's our groundbreaking ceremony for the Culinary Institute by Southwest University. A year ago, almost to the day, I think it was April 23rd going into today, we started this project alongside the gentleman that you'll meet today. This project was something that was brought to us because of the actual demand that we have in our workforce, in our society, in our culture, and everything that is involved in between. It was a very unique project. It was a project that was interesting because it was the first thing that I've ever had to encounter working completely backwards. And it was starting off from not necessarily curriculum based, but it was going to the actual setup of what a kitchen should be. Because, well, I'm not very kitchen savvy. Very interesting in the way it was developed. A lot of teams were developed specifically to get this going. And for that, I would actually want to take the time to thank the chefs, our team with Rodrigo, our team for development, our team with accreditation and review. I want to thank you guys because it did take a lot of time and efforts. So I greatly appreciate everything you guys have done. So thank you guys. So going back to the development, it was one of those things that we would have to pause every few days because as we start writing something, we would get super hungry. It sounds interesting, but until you develop a baking and pastry course, you'll know exactly what I mean. For the students over there, they know exactly what it's like as well. You start looking into things and understanding concepts that you never did before. And it's a full science behind the culinary arts. And it was something that it took us some time to look at and adapt and develop. And again, a lot of eating in between because you do want to, taste certain things on your palate and certain spices and things that you've never really been adjusted to. So it was actually a very fun experience. It was the first experience that actually we've had the opportunity to work with the author of the books that we were using. And he was a recipe writer, and he's not here today, his name is Sergio. And we were, oddly enough, just taking those books around campus like they were Bibles. We were saying, look at this recipe, check this out, people writing things down. It was an actual, very fun experience developing the curriculum for the Culinary Institute by Southwest University. The process in itself was very interesting as well. I don't know what it is about our culture right now, and I'm glad that we're going to be the forefront in changing that, but chefs are rock stars. Yes. I was talking to chefs, and I would get nervous. I was addressing chefs by their first name and only their first name, as if, you know, it's Cher or like Steve or Jonatan. It was very interesting. And they're rock stars. Everywhere you go, they're renowned. And it's very interesting, and I'm glad that we have all sorts of people here. We have students here. It's important for them to understand that chefs are big. You go to big cities, they're well known. They are the ones that influencers and people that want to be something in the industry, they're the ones that get gravitated towards. You know, very interesting story is the day that I met Carlos Gaytan. It was the very first day, and everyone was whispering, oh, Carlos is here, Carlos is here, Carlos is here. And I go in, and we have a very brief hello, and he gets a phone call. And he gets a phone call, and I can say it now, I officially said, he gets a phone call from Disney. And he's working on a recipe for Disney. And he walks out, and it's interesting. They were talking about a stir recipe, and the recipe, you know, required a certain amount of stirs to the right, and I want to say they did it to the left. Something interesting like that. And it was really, really difficult to comprehend that that's the art of culinary. It's something that we just can't put together. It's an art. And it takes stirs, and it takes things to put in. And that was when I realized, oh, I don't know what we're messing with. I've never dealt with anything this detailed in my life. But it is very detailed, and it was great to actually meet Carlos and then meet the chefs one by one. And there was one thing that I will express to everyone here. They're very passionate. They care about what every single detail requires for them to show and demonstrate their art form to you. We've worked really hard on this project for the last year. Beautiful renderings of our facilities. Very detailed work on everything in the kitchen, from every world cuisine that you'll see and hear of, and everyone will mention today. You'll see different world cuisines that are important, but the most important one is Mexico. We emphasized that we were going to look at those a little bit more in detail, because the foods in Mexico are tremendous. Food in Oaxaca, food from all over the place, incredible. And we do have some of our rock stars here with us today, and we cannot wait to introduce them to you guys and have a couple QAs and everything like that. But without any further ado, I actually want to introduce some very important people to us as a community, people that are very influential in how we do things, and processes of international, including international students. And first person to come up here and speak is the Consul from Mexico, Mr. Mauricio Vera, Ponce, León.
Muy buenos días, tengan todos ustedes. First, I would like to thank the President of Southwest University, Ben Arriola, for the invitation to this groundbreaking ceremony of a new state-of-the-art facility that will host this new Culinary Institute. It is an honor to be part of this important moment in which a project that will enrich education and culture in our community is being launched. I have to recognize a good friend, the Honorary Consul of Spain, Marta Vera, and all the Arriola family and all the VIP guests today. But most importantly, I would like to recognize and welcome, y les quiero dar muy cordial bienvenida to the three international renowned chefs that are with us today. Chef Jonatan Luna, promoter of Mexican and international cuisine at his top 50 restaurant, Le Chic. Chef Mikel Alonso, who is in addition to being a recognized teacher and lecturer in various gastronomic fora, is one of the founders of Pico Restaurant that was named one of the 100 best restaurants in the world. And Carlos Gaytan, who is the first Mexican-born chef to obtain a Michelin star for his restaurant Mexique in Chicago, and continues to develop creativity in his new restaurant, Super. For more than 20 years, Southwest University has promoted world-class higher education, offering degrees and certifications in areas such as health, business, mechanics, and technology. And today, they are aiming to establish an international-level culinary institute with top-level facilities, state-of-the-art equipment, and most importantly, dedicated teachers who are, each one of them, a success story of hard work, dedication, and passion in what they do. And there are clear examples of how you can reach the top in your area of work when you are focused and committed. As you all know, Mexican cuisine, as we were discussing, was declared an intangible cultural heritage of humanity by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. And in a binational community such as this, Mexican cuisine and Mexican gastronomy in general is an asset that further unites us. Therefore, we can say that gastronomy is a wonderful expression of art and an excellent way to communicate and share cultural traditions. Personally, it is a pleasure to see that our institutions continue to invest in our youth, opening opportunities through education and development talents in various disciplines. I am convinced that having a cultural institute in El Paso hosted by Southwest University will positively shape the community in El Paso del Norte region, giving its students important alternatives for a better education in this field. In a few years, we will see the graduates of this cultural institute reaping success and putting the name and the food of these communities in everybody's mouths. And that means literally. Before I finish, I would like to tell you all that yesterday I had the pleasure of talking to the 3 distinguished chefs that are going to be part of this project and that are here today. And I have to say that this community is lucky to have Chef Gomez Luna, Chef Alonso, and Chef Gaytan as teachers and mentors, as they are committed to developing young chefs and making a clear mark and contribution to the communities on both sides of the border. Also, we are lucky of having people such as Ben Arriola with the vision for starting a program like this that I am sure will become a regional success story itself. I wish all the success in the world to this Culinary Institute, and I am looking forward to tasting the local delicacies that are going to be prepared by the graduating chefs in the near future. Muchas gracias y felicidades.
It is now my honor to introduce everyone to the Honorary Consul of Spain. This is Mikel.
Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you, Ben, the Arriola family, Kenya, for having me here. This is such a wonderful experience because they have been part of growing the Spanish tradition here in El Paso. Last year, we were fortunate enough to open our Instituto Cervantes, which is a classroom that's here, to teach Spanish and culture. And now, with their vision, there are so many more things to come. But this Culinary Institute is such a breaking point, now that we're breaking ground, for El Paso, because representing the Spanish consulate, the embassy, and the King of Spain, I do want to let you know that this will be on our page. So anyone that visits the embassy page for Spain, our Southwest University Culinary Institute will be here highlighting all of our chefs. I'm so proud, but I think El Paso is so lucky to have world-renowned chefs here with us. And we'll have our first Spanish chef, which will be wonderful. We will be highlighting the foods of Spain and the fusions with Mexico and the fusions with our own region. So this is not just going to be a regional culinary institute, it's going to be recognized worldwide because we are going to start putting it in every embassy page all over the world. Ben, it's an honor to be here, Mr. Arriola and the whole family. I am so impressed, Gladly, with your work. And this is just going to be amazing. We will bring students from everywhere. Thank you very much, Ben.
That's a huge honor for us. Thank you. And without any further ado, everyone's reference the point of the vision, and that's Mr. Benjamin Arriola's. Thank you, everyone. My name is Benjamin Arriola, and I'm president of Southwest University. It truly is an honor to have all of you guys here supporting us on this project and our vision, and especially to have so many guests that we love and we have helped us create this vision. We've always been dedicated to helping contribute to our community, helping contribute to El Paso, making El Paso an incredible place to live and to be, and we want the world to know that. And part of the vision with the Culinary Institute by Southwest University is to get attention from the rest of the world, from the rest of the country, and say, wow, they got something special in El Paso. Now that being said, to get something special, what I've learned these past few years is you gotta have the right ingredients, and they have to be the best ingredients possible. In our case, our ingredients were our incredible team of chefs, Mr. Rodrigo Quintanilla, which was the one that actually came up with this vision 3 years ago, and helped champion this through and help all of us actually get together. And then 4.7, which is actually an architectural and design firm who helped us develop the vision also. And with all of us together, it was a process of about 1.5 years of really just working together and saying, what does a culinary school of the future need to look like? What do we need to teach? What do we need to highlight? And how do we do it in our way, in a Hispanic way? Highlighting some of the best techniques and most famous techniques across the world, but making sure we put a little extra flavor into what we do. We hope that this project accomplishes 3 different things. First of all, we want to make sure that we keep contributing to the culture that's already developing in El Paso of having outstanding food and outstanding experiences. We want to prepare and train that next generation of people that are going to feed us, take us back to our abuelita's home and recipes, to our kitchen tables, and to really being able to connect to what we do, which is, as families, have food. Second, we want people from all over the country to say, wait a minute, I want to be like Carlos, like Jonatan, like Mikel. Those are my heroes. I'm going to go to El Paso and learn from them. I'm going to learn from the curriculum they developed, the curriculum they inspired. And then I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to tell them what El Paso is, and I'm going to take with me a piece of El Paso and spread it across everywhere. Third, we're actually working also with the collaboration of different restaurant owners and chefs from across the world, so that our students have the opportunity to go out and do their externship in Chicago, in Mexico, in Cancun, in New York, in Los Angeles. We want our students to have the opportunity to go out there, experiment different cuisines, different restaurants, some of the top restaurants in the world, and then hopefully come back and help us recreate our culture also. So with that being said, we're so excited with this project. We're so excited with what we've been able to accomplish so far and with what's ahead. A special thanks to West Star Bank for helping us put this together. They've been key in this whole process. And now I get the pleasure of introducing our 3 rock stars, like everyone's already spoken about. One thing I can tell you is I've been to all 3 of their restaurants. Their food is spectacular, but to be honest, they're even better and greater people than they are chefs. What makes them incredible is they're so humble. They want to teach, they want to give back. These three individuals, and a fourth is not here with us today, Alex, are just some of the most amazing people that I've ever gotten to meet. And they're amazing chefs because they cook with love, with passion, and with artistry. So the first person I have the pleasure to introduce is Chef Mikel Alonso Garcia. Chef Mikel Alonso is a prime example of how following your passion and your dreams can become a successful and rewarding career. Growing up in Biarritz, France, Chef Mikel was exposed to an array of cuisines and always appreciated the idea of experimenting in cuisine. Although he started out studying in chemical industrial engineering, and he graduated from the University of Basque Country, he quickly realized that his passion was in cooking. He ultimately decided to abandon the field of engineering and pursue his passion for a vocational degree at Luis Isaac Cooking School, where he graduated with esteemed honors. That opportunity that led him to become one of the most respected chefs in the culinary industry. He was granted a scholarship to come to Mexico, where he began his professional journey as a pastry chef and a sous chef at a well-known restaurant, and later served as an executive chef at the prestigious Mexican restaurant. Chef Mikel was proud to share his vast knowledge of culinary arts with others and encourage them to appreciate the various aromas and cuisines offered in the beautiful city of Mexico City. As he assumed a teaching position of Spanish and French cuisine at the University of Cloister of Sor Juana, in 2006, Chef Mikel founded and still manages Bico, a top-rated restaurant in Mexico City, which was included in the list of 100 best restaurants in the world by Burciaga magazine. Since then, he's received recognition and promoted. He's been promoted in conferences and demonstrations in Spain and Peru, in addition to culinary TV shows and culinary events or festivals around the world. Please help me welcome Mr. Chef Mikel Alonso.
¿Cómo estamos? Muy buenos días a todos. Es un placer estar el día de hoy aquí, con muchas caras conocidas, en un lugar mágico en el que empezamos a trabajar hace más de un año y hemos puesto sobre la mesa mucha ilusión, mucho empeño, como se tienen que hacer las cosas siempre en la vida, ¿no? Con toda la presentación que has hecho Ben, la verdad, si le tengo que dar un poquito de sentimiento, es que en esa época, cuando yo decidí hacer gastronomía, no tenía ni idea de lo que quería ser en la vida. No me había ido tan bien interiormente, no sabía, era un joven con mucho espíritu, con muchas ganas, pero no entendía lo que pasaba alrededor mío. Y la gastronomía me marcó un camino. Y fue un camino que a partir de ahí ya no me soltó. Y tuve mucha gente que me ayudó cuando yo era joven, y eso siempre lo agradecí. Y lo sigo agradeciendo. Por eso hay una parte en nosotros que siempre se llama la docencia, el transmitir los valores universales, que aparentemente parece que están en desuso muchas veces, que es lo más importante que podemos llegar a tener en la vida, que son nuestros pilares, y con estos valores universales poner los fundamentos de la gastronomía. La gastronomía es un oficio, se hace con las manos, que viene del latín facere. Los oficios no se tienen que perder, porque los oficios realmente son el pilar del barrio, de la gente, de la comunidad. El oficio se tiene que llevar y se tiene que transmitir. Lo tienes que dejar siempre mucho mejor de cómo te lo entregaba. Y esto es una cosa que queremos nosotros dejar bien clara aquí en el Southwest y en el Institute, que a partir de ahora lo más importante son los alumnos, saber quiénes son, porque en la educación no solamente saber qué vas a enseñar, sino a quién se vas a enseñar. Entender que la diversidad es lo más importante que podemos tener en este planeta, que la generalidad por los fundamentos puede ser importante, pero la individualidad y la particularidad es donde queremos llegar, y que al final se convierta este instituto en algo que cambie vidas, que mejore la comunidad y que proteja al oficio, sobre todo que proteja a la gastronomía, porque la gastronomía se tiene que cuidar para que siempre se mantenga viva, ¿no? Y esta es la meta que nosotros queremos hacer aquí en Southwest.
Chef Jonatan Torres. Chef Jonatan is known around the world as one of the greatest figures in contemporary cuisine and is part of the new generation of Mexican chefs that are recognized for their contributions to the culinary innovation and creation. Chef Jonatan graduated from the Centro Culinary in Burciaga, Mexico City, and developed an advanced culinary technique that he tailored to his own style of cooking. He mastered his craft by receiving training at some of the best restaurants in the world, all having received a Michelin star. In 2008, he established the restaurant Le Chic, located inside a su Sensatori Hotel in the Riviera Maya. Chef Gomez Luna has assumed the role of the corporate chef for the culinary development within the branches of the hotel chain. Since then, Le Chic has been granted prestigious recognitions such as the Gourmet Awards of Travel and Leisure Mexico magazine as the best restaurant in Mexico. Additionally, Chef Gomez Luna earned the title of Iron Chef Canada in 2012. He also received a tribute at the Wine and Food Festival in Mexico City for being one of the great promoters of national cuisine. Also, as part of the Come to Eat initiative, he was invited to participate in different gastronomic destinations such as London and Paris. Chef Jonatan's culinary techniques have been taught and appreciated around the world as a new approach to contemporary and modern cuisine. Chef Jonatan Gomez Luna Torres has a unique cooking method that is acquired through education, years of extensive training, and determination to blend personal technique with fresh, authentic Mexican ingredients. Welcome, Chef Jonatan.
Es un placer estar aquí. Antes que nada, creo que más que un proyecto, es un sueño. Yo siempre digo que cocinar es soñar. Entonces, este es un eslabón más que se une a mi forma de cocinar, pero también esta parte de la docencia. Creo que es un tremendo proyecto, creo que va a ayudar mucho el Paso a Texas. Y creo que es un eslabón más para Southwest University tener este pequeño y hermoso proyecto culinario. Para mí siempre ha sido, y lo repito siempre que puedo tener un micrófono en la mano, es que el futuro de la cocina está en la juventud, ¿no? El tesoro de la cocina y el futuro de la cocina está en los alumnos, y esta escuela va a forjar tal vez a los mejores cocineros que pueda haber en un futuro en Estados Unidos, en el mundo y en las grandes cocinas donde puedan pisar. Entonces, para mí es un gran honor ser parte de este proyecto. Agradezco mucho la confianza al equipo, a mis colegas, a Rodrigo, y a la familia Arriola, y pues nada, que sigamos cocinando y que sigamos soñando, porque cocinar es soñar.
And finally, it's my pleasure to present Chef Carlos Gaytan. Carlos Gaytan grew up with a love and passion for cooking traditional family cuisine alongside his mother in Huitzuco, Guerrero, Mexico. Chef Carlos began his journey to culinary master as a dishwasher and line cook. His humble upbringing gave him the guidance and preparation to navigate a kitchen and prompted his mission to prove himself in the exclusive industry of culinary arts. His hard work and dedication ultimately landed him in the apprenticeship of a renowned chef at one of Chicago, Illinois' finest restaurants, Bistro Margot. Here is where Chef Carlos recognized and perfected his specialty, French cuisine and its specific techniques. Chef Carlos knew he possessed the talent and perseverance needed to be taken seriously by respected chefs. His dream to own his own restaurant was not far from reality, as he set off to research and explore new recipes and culinary creations. Chef Carlos discovered a balance of deep-rooted and colorful flavors that paid homage to his hometown of Huitzuco, Guerrero, and are showcased and emphasized combined with his years of French technique training. Chef Carlos owns 2 restaurants in the heart of Chicago, Suco and the Tales of Carlos Gaytan. He has also established recipes in the restaurant inside Hotel Escaret in the Riviera Maya, which has 5-star awarded from the AAA track. His restaurants are known for the innovative and modern cuisine styles. They are known as a few of the most luxurious restaurants around the world, as they provide a dining experience that allows guests to embrace the roots and cultures embedded in Chef Carlos Gaytan's cooking. He was a contestant on Bravo's Top Chef in 2013, and has appeared on countless cooking shows as a judge in both the United States and Mexico. Chef Carlos Gaytan is widely known around the world, as he is the first ever Mexican-born chef to earn a Michelin star. Help me welcome Chef Carlos Gaytan.
honored, you know. I always talk about legacy, you know, as a chef, you want to have some legacy behind, you know, it's just not open a school, you know, not just open a restaurant, but you want the kids, you know, one of the things that I always get is that when the kids call me or send me a message about, hey chef, admire your career, and when I grow up, I want to be like you, and why you want to be just like me, you know? I really believe that I can teach you to get up here where I am right now. Like, you have to do homework and get better, you know, this is what we want. We want the future kids to represent our countries, you know, say countries, because obviously, you know, in my case, I represent Mexico and I represent the United States, and wherever I go, you know, and it's beauty, you know, like these kids can be much better than us, and it's homework that you have to do, you know, a lot of things that you have to learn, and you are the future for our cuisines. And thank you for the trust. Obviously, you know, I'm really amazed by these monsters. I always call them monsters. But they're the monsters of gastronomy, right? And the things that they do with passion, with the love. And obviously, you know, I didn't get the chance to go to school. I didn't have the money, but I didn't stop dreaming, you know. To me, it was most important, you know, fight for my dreams and do the best that I can do, you know. And we're gonna get you the chance to do that, you know, to go to school, learn, and we're gonna help you just to dream big, you know. Just don't dream like us. You have to do better than us all the time.
So once again, today we celebrate our groundbreaking. We hope to have this project in its fulfilled by the fall of 2022. So hopefully between the next 6 to 8 months, we will see this facility with over 100 different stations for students to cook, 25 stations for baking. We will have cuisines from all over the world that we will be teaching. And like our chef said here, they will be done with passion, with love, with art, and with dreams, so that our future students can go out there and make their difference in the world. So with that, I want to thank all of you very much, and welcome to the Culinary Institute by Southwest University. All right, so we're going to do a couple of things real quick. We're going to walk out into this direction right behind the cameras, and we're going to do a quick breaking ceremony. So just everyone around that area, just